Hi, and welcome to another serving of Wicked Wands. My name is Carmen, and today I wanted to try out something new. I wanted to do a pick a card option, and I figured a great topic would be how is 2022 going to start off for you? So I'll show you what I have in terms of the cards and the accompanying crystals, and based off of that, you can figure out which one would work best for you and then fast forward to get to that portion of the video and find out what answers await you. Alright, so for our pick a card option tonight, we've got 3 different tarot decks paired with a crystal. Hopefully that will help you choose which one your story actually resides in. The first option here is the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot paired with a green opal, which is known to promote optimism, imagination, strengthen relationships, and encourage peace. Our second option is the Ghost Tarot, paired with the Tourmaline Quartz, which promotes grounding, protection, and balance. The third option is the Santa Muerte deck with Selenite, and Selenite promotes honesty, forgiveness, and healing. So go ahead, take a moment, see which one resonates best with you, and then fast forward to whichever number you chose to find the answers that await you. Okay, Pile One, let's see what kinds of answers Spirit has for you. Okay, so we'll start with a Fairy Godmother Oracle card for you, actually probably 2, and that will be just the general energy or mood going into the year surrounding you. And then we'll go to the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. That was the actual deck that you selected. And we'll get some advice from Tarot. And then lastly, we'll finish it off with the Hidden Truth Oracle for some unknown messages. Maybe somebody started typing them and then deleted them without sending. Or maybe it's just something that people are thinking or someone in particular is thinking and you don't know about it. Either way, I'll pull a couple of those so that you can get insight into that. Ooh, perfect. Okay. So we've got knowledge and Mother Nature. So here's knowledge. Definitely get some studious vibes, obviously, off of the library feel, and looks like you might have a mentor or somebody that's helping you out, or at least somebody looking over your shoulder. This definitely has Harry Potter vibes. I just hope that that's not Doris is it Doris Umbridge? Dorothy Umbridge? Either way, horrible woman. She looks a lot nicer than the lady from Harry Potter. So, all right, the second one from the Fairy Godmother Oracle is Mother Nature. So this is telling me, all right, yeah, you're doing great. You're studying, you're acquiring whatever skills it is that you need to achieve the goals you want. But maybe you need to take a break every now and then and reconnect with nature. Do something that encourages or promotes solitude or thinking, something that, helps you relax. Okay, now some advice from the tarot deck. What do you want them to know, Spirit, for pile 1? 4 cards, please. I think it's fun to watch some of the tarot readers on YouTube that just beat up their decks to try to get the cards out. Oh, perfect. And others are just real gingerly about it. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We've got I think this one is actually first. Okay. So the first 2 cards, you've got the 2 of Swords, which is generally seen as not being on the same page with somebody close to you or not seeing eye to eye. And then the second one would be the Six of Wands. And this generally, of Swords. This generally denotes that, things have been a little bit difficult or you've been experiencing choppy waters. But you'll notice that in the background of the card, the water is a little bit more smooth looking. Generally supposed to mean that you're headed towards something a little bit less chaotic or a little bit less stressful. However, I definitely saw wands instead of swords initially because of what this guy is rowing the boat with. And I want to say that tells me you're headed towards success in something, which makes sense because the next card is the Two of Cups. Now, at a pretty basic level, this could just mean a really strong partnership that you have with somebody, but I see this as love. So soulmate energy or true love, something fulfilling either way. And then the last card is a good one also. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune. This is definitely a card of karma for me. So to me, it's a pretty obvious progression from trouble and strife to success and love, acceptance, good karma. So keep doing whatever it is that you are doing. I definitely think that you're making some good choices and you're going to get some rewards for that good behavior. So now, just to clarify on that, learn a little bit more about this love, let's get a couple of these Hidden Truth oracles. So I just got this deck today, you guys. It smells new. There's nothing like shuffling a deck for the very first time. I don't know why, it's like every time I get a new deck, it's like, oh, I like that even better than the last one. Alright, let's get 4 cards, please. That might be more than 4. Oh my god, that's exactly 4. Thank you, Spirit. So precise. Alright, so the first one, I feel you even though we are apart. So this connection that you have must offer some sort of energy transfer or ability to even communicate telepathically. There's a sense that even when there's distance between you, you can feel each other's moods, or maybe you think the same things at approximately the same times, or think of each other at the same time. The next one is just being near you is intoxicating. So there's definitely some flirtatious vibes here. It's, this is somebody that you know. This is somebody who has already enjoyed a couple of conversations with you and feels that strong bond with you. Here's where it gets a little tricky, you guys. I am not available. So, yeah, I think that one speaks for itself. I would discourage anyone from trying to take any hasty action towards somebody who's already, connected to another individual. But it's important to be armed with the knowledge in case, an opportunity presents itself and maybe you aren't aware that this person's in a relationship and you don't want to be that kind of person to cause any issues when there's an existing relationship. So just do yourself a favor and make sure that you are checking with the people that you're interested in, asking whether or not they're available or, already spoken for, and then use your discernment and make sure that they're telling you the truth. I bury myself in work to forget you. I would say this one makes a lot more sense after having seen the I'm not available card. This person knows that they're not supposed to be interested in you, that they're already in a committed relationship, so they're distracting themselves with whatever they can, work or maybe social media, whatever it is. But it's not working because they still feel you. And that means, you're probably thinking about them too. But just make sure you're doing your homework, make sure you're having conversations to clarify where people stand and make decisions that you can be proud of, because there's one thing I've learned: you cannot build a healthy relationship on something unhealthy. So, yeah, that's what I have for you today, Pile 1. Thank you, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, Pile 2, let's see what answers Spirit has in store for you. Okay, so we're actually going to start with the Fairy Godmother Oracle and get a general energy heading into the year. See what kind of energy surrounds you, or what kind of mood for Pile 2. Two cards, please. Ooh. Okay, so we've got, this is great. We've got abundance and rejuvenation. What a great combo. So to me, this is saying, like, pretty much they're going hand in hand here for you. I don't get the sense that one then the other, or if this then that. I think you're doing a great job of concentrating on what it is that you need, taking care of yourself, whether that's a bubble bath or reading a book at night, or telling a friend you can't meet for drinks because you need time for yourself, or ending a relationship because it doesn't serve you anymore. Whatever it is, you're doing what you need, and you're going to be rewarded for it with some abundance. All right, so after the Fairy Godmother, now we're going to jump into the deck that you chose, the Ghost Tarot. This one is especially fun for me. As you may know, I'm a big fan of skeletons. So I enjoy anything a little bit macabre. Halloween's my favorite holiday. All right, so we pulled a couple extra cards, but let's see what we've got here. I meant for 4, but I was too busy talking, so. All right, so the first one we have is the Queen of Wands, and it was in the reverse. Now, Queen of Wands in reverse is a pretty spiteful person. This is somebody who is probably leveraging their looks to get what they want. Generally would be a feminine energy because we're coming out as the Queen of Wands here, but remember, it doesn't have to be in alignment with the actual physical gender or perceived, like identity, whatever it is. It's just the energy. So the second card that we've got here is the Six of Pentacles, also in reverse. Here it is upright. So the Six of Pentacles speaks to the idea of an equal give and take. It makes a lot of sense to me that this is also in the reverse if we're positioning that next to a Queen of Wands in reverse. This sounds to me like somebody who is used to manipulating a situation to get what they want. And then the next card that we have is the Hanged Man. This is in the upright. So there's a decision that needs to be made and a little bit of going back and forth on it. Then we've got the Nine of Wands in reverse. Here it is in the upright. So in the regular, Rider-Waite illustration, you've got the wounded warrior with a bunch of wands in the back, and they're standing in the front with one looking basically terrified. They've definitely gone through a lot already, and they don't know what's coming next. And in this illustration, you've got what looks to me like somebody who is defending a fortress, but doing so alone. Now, this was in the reverse. So this to me is actually speaking to some healing. You're not alone. You have a support system that has helped you rebuild what was broken, and you're getting to a place where what had hurt you has made you stronger. You've learned a lesson, and now you know your worth and what you won't settle for. The next card is the Lovers. So this is a beautiful card. Considering it's the Ghost Tarot, it's actually, like kind of endearing. This is, two folks dancing in what I would imagine to be like a Tudor castle, like really beautiful stained glass with really tall windows, and the Six of Cups comes to mind, even though this is the Lovers. The Lovers denotes, a decision, but this is a really romantic depiction of it because the lovers are actually touching each other. In the Rider-Waite deck, you've got a man on one side and a woman in the other corner. Here they're touching, so to me, it has a different connotation than in what you would find in a lot of other decks. To me, this is more about closeness. This is actual lovers, perhaps a reunion there. And you've got finally here a Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles generally means, like you've built this, you made your own bed, you're gonna lay in it. But also it can denote a lot of hard work. So to me, because it's the last card that came out, I think it means this reunion or this, love connection that you've got, it's going to be hard work, and you have to decide whether or not that's something that you're willing to commit to right now. Is it more important for you to consider self-care and having some time to yourself, or are you ready to work hard for something that'll be worth it? Okay, so the last deck that we've got is the Hidden Truth Oracle, and these are hidden truths. So either thoughts that you don't really know for sure are happening in the noggins of the people that you like or the person that you are in love with. Maybe they started to send a text message and they ended up deleting it before they send it. Let's try to get 4 here, alright, Spirit? I know I messed up everything. So this energy from the past, perhaps that Queen of Wands in the reverse. It's not just I'm caught or, shit hit the fan, so I'm feeling, bad about the consequences. This is actual, accountability. I want to tell you how I feel. So, that's pretty obvious too. There are feelings that have been withheld, and they want you to know about them. Two more. I want to feel that way again. So you make this person feel better than they have with anyone else. You get an extra one here too. They want to feel that way again. It's been a long time and they miss it. I want you. I think the physical undertones in this one are pretty obvious. Maybe you didn't actually consummate any kind of love here. The feelings were not discussed, so it's entirely possible that you guys didn't kiss, or things didn't go as far as either of you wanted, but this person wants you. I left you before you could leave me. Well, that screams abandonment issues, and a lot of people deal with that, so you just have to figure out whether or not that's something that can be handled, because you really do have to get to a point where you're comfortable being on your own before you can let go of those codependency issues. Self-care is important. Finding a way to believe in doing things on your own as something that you can manage, that's important. You don't want to be stuck in a relationship because you don't feel like you can do things on your own. So this person, they didn't feel like they could do that. They knew things were going to go poorly, so they ran. I hope that provides some clarity for you, and thank you for any likes, shares, comments, and subscribes, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, Pile 3, let's see what answers Spirit has in store for you. Okay, so we're actually going to start off with 2 Fairy Godmother Oracle cards, and this will give us some insight into the energy and the mood that will start the year off for you. These are some of my favorite cards. They've got this beautiful like gold trim around them, but they're just a little bit big for my small hands. Alright, 2 cards for Pile 3. They decided you get 3. I don't make the rules around here, you guys. I can't believe that. Authority. I guess it's not me, you guys. That's hilarious. Awakening. Ooh, it's like a Prince Charming kind of fairy tale situation there, you guys. And abandonment. Very Cinderella vibes there with the glass slipper. Alright, so based on those, I'm going to go ahead and say the feeling I have here is either you have recently or you're going through an awakening pertaining to codependency issues and fear of abandonment. Making sure that you feel like you can take things on yourself and not have to rely on people. Self-sufficiency is a great step towards a healthy relationship, because if you are not fearful of what happens when someone leaves you, you won't settle for less, because you know you either choose somebody who makes you happy or you choose yourself because you make yourself happy. And then with authority being in here as well, I feel like that speaks to boundaries, because if you're working on things like codependency and other, important components to having a healthy relationship, a big part of that is having boundaries and enforcing those boundaries, communicating those boundaries, making sure that the power that you give to other people over the choices or the way you live your life, whatever it is, that's done correctly, and that you retain the power that you need to keep for yourself. Alright, so now we'll go to the tarot. This was, if you recall, the Santa Muerte deck, one of my favorites. I actually spent a semester in Mexico as a student and absolutely fell in love with the culture. Ooh. Let's see what we've got here. So the first one that came out was the Queen of Swords. She did come out in the reverse. Generally, Queen of Swords is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Swords, are connected to air signs, by the way, but generally, to me, represent clarity, truth, intelligence, news coming in. But in the reverse, it can be someone who's a little bit too cold, a little bit too blunt maybe, or a little bit too quick to dismiss or cut people off. So make sure that you're not being a little bit too, overzealous with the boundaries that I was just talking about. You want to make sure that you're being respectful of other people while also, obviously respecting yourself. All right, so the second card we have here is Strength. I love this card. It makes me think of Lucha Libre, or, if you like Tenacious D, Nacho Libre. But you've got a man fighting a monster here. And in this deck, I have to say, this imagery really does speak to me of internal demons, things that we have to work on ourselves in order to get to a point where we can have the kind of happiness that can encompass love and a strong relationship. But this is also something that's outside of the person's body. So maybe it's a little column A, a little column B. You got to make sure that you keep your shit together once you get it together. Okay, this is great. Just the way that... So these two I saw when they flipped out of the deck, and these two I didn't see until just then. So we've got the Three of Wands and the Sun. So what I like about this is, aside from the artwork, you guys, Three of Wands generally has, in the Rider-Waite deck, you've got a guy standing, looking out to sea, basically waiting for his ships to come in. But this one has a cute little animal skelly with a message that it's holding. So this to me is less about ships coming in and more about messages coming in or good news coming in. So coming out with the Sun, which is known as the happiest card in the 78 card deck, you've got good news coming in, my friend. And this is going to really excite you. My whole mood just changed right now. I'm so excited. So I know this is something you've been waiting for, something you've been wishing for. So it feels like you're a pretty good manifester, and if that's true, even if it's not, just keep in mind that your thoughts are powerful, and so are your words. You want to make sure that you're phrasing things as positively as you can. So for example, I don't want to be fat anymore. Make that, I want to make healthier decisions for myself. Give yourself some responsibility, and you'll feel even better when you achieve the things that you want, because it's something that you know you made happen. And lastly here, we've got the Hidden Truth Oracle. We'll have some insight here into whomever you're dealing with, what their thoughts might be that you're unaware of, or maybe there were messages that started to get sent your way that didn't actually make it to you. And we'll figure those out now. For pile 3, 4 cards, please. That's half the deck, so no, you don't get all of those. But, if you're getting half the deck falling out, I'm going to go ahead and say that there's someone out there who's doing a lot of thinking about you, and they're not letting you know. Ooh. Alright, so we've got 3, we need one more. They're brand new, you guys. I just got this deck today, so, sometimes a couple extra fall out, and that's just how we're going to do it. Okay, so the first 2. I will wait for a sign from you, and I wish I had treated you better. You guys, if you're going to be interested in a second chance because you fucked things up, don't you think you should make an effort? Maybe hey, how's it going? Or hey, it'd be great if we could talk and I could apologize. But this person is wishing and waiting, which is so beta. I remember every detail of that day. So they're just sitting there thinking about you. Remember half the deck fell out? They're just over-analyzing everything. They're going through whatever messages you guys exchanged, DMs, maybe phone calls that you had. They didn't show you the respect that you deserved, and they wish that they had. I know I crossed a line with you. This person was disrespectful to you and didn't consider your feelings. Maybe they underestimated how important you are in their life, but now they regret it. I knew exactly what I was doing. Cool, so you're lazy and you're intentionally an asshole. It was my fault, but I blamed you. You guys, this dude sucks. I don't know, you guys. Like, Queen of Swords in the reverse, cold, acerbic, and cutting sounds perfectly fitting for this situation. This dude sucks, or female, whoever it is. I mean, look, if someone comes back around because they want to tell you that, like, they wish things had gone differently, make sure that they actually understand why things went the way that they did and the role that they played in that, and, like, why they're going to do things differently. Because if they knew exactly what they were doing and they knew that it was going to piss you off and they're waiting for a sign from you, like, there's better shit out there, you guys. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate your likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you in the next video.